General Veers, prepare your men. This is the largest battle that I have by far had on this channel. We have two maps, two of the largest maps that I have, side to side, and tons of huge characters, large characters, medium characters, small characters, medium, wait, I already said medium characters, and one colossal character, the AT-AT, which you can watch an unboxing video of that pack on the channel. This is the Imperial invasion of the planet Hoth. The rebels are trying to defend their base. General Veers, in hologram form, is leading his men. He's also in the AT-AT, it's kind of assumed, but he has a hologram down on the battlefield to command his men. Also commanding the Imperial forces, we have Darth Vader himself on the ground. In front of him are three Imperial 501st Legion members, which there's not a ton of them left, so there's only three. We have a ton of snowtroopers, elite snowtroopers, heavy stormtroopers, regular stormtroopers, elite stormtroopers, different kinds with different guns. We have Imperial officers, we have some stormtrooper officers, commanders, we got some dark side users in there. We got Draco, he's like a count or whatnot. He has one of his knights with him. We have some shadow guards, scout troopers, probe droids. The Imperials came fully loaded here, and spread out across the map are little trenches and outposts where the rebels will try to slow the Imperial advance as much as they can. We got General Ram Code up there. We got little tiny groups of forces with some of his men and an elite soldier of his. They're hiding in the rocks. Oh yeah, Luke is kind of getting over here. Luke had a downed snowspeeder, it's assumed, over there, so he's kind of coming over to battle. We have R2-D2 and C-3PO and K-3PO over in a little base entrance there. They got a Verpine tech checking them out, and they're being guarded by a bunch of elite Hoth troopers and or elite rebel commandos or something. And we got a troop transport over there transporting some guys. That thing's going to be running around the battlefield probably as we go. There's going to be a lot of movement on this map for sure. We have lots of turrets. We have some that are in the form of actual figures, as you will see here. Some of these are actual figures, some are not. Some are going to be, as you'll see, are built into the map, because this play map is an interactive map that came in the actual, well, they came in different Hoth play styles. And sorry about the settings, I'm shooting manual here. The map is very dark and bright in different areas, and I have to do a lot of zooming, which cuts down the amount of light the camera can get. Anyway, we have Han Solo over here on a Tauntaun, coming out of one of the base entrances, kind of checking things out. He's going to be running around. You'll notice we have 4 snow speeders that are going to be running out there, trying to do some, slowing down of the Imperial Armada. Because there are 3 AT-STs, one of which is a command unit AT-ST. It's Blizzard Scout 1. It has kind of a commander effect, I believe, for other AT-STs. Oh, I think it reduces the cost of the ATSCs. Actually, Imperials are a little undercosted, I guess, in this battle. Which, by the way, I'll get to the points in a minute. But here's the main, the first main trench up there. There's troopers spread out to avoid splash damage, and then you'll see the first of some of the built-in towers that are, turret towers that are in there. Here's another one. There's a bigger one back there on the second line. They have special attack abilities, very similar to the big actual miniature version of them that are built into or that I placed on the map. But there's two on the front line and two of the bigger ones in the back line. And then you will see the deflector shield generator behind them on a third trench. And there are two base entrances out there. Back on the back, you have nobles and rebel leaders. You have Leia and a Kasami noble, a Bothan noble. Admiral Akbar is right behind Chewbacca. We got a lot of people here. Han Solo, oh yeah, he's on the Tauntaun, that's right. So Han Solo, Luke, Leia, Chewbacca, they're kind of the big rebel names that are here. There's a lot of named characters in here. It's going to be quite the battle. I've already explained the big names over here. Point-wise, each side is over 1,000 points. The Empire is racked in at 1,056, and the Rebels are also at 1,056. I got them both exactly the same. Although, like I just noticed, actually Blizzard Scout 1 has, I believe, discounts some of the troops. So Imperials actually, I guess, could have fit a few more in. But the Imperials are really strong. There's a very important commander effect from that Vader that they have. They're all going to be getting +6 defense, all the trooper allies, which you can see there's a few troopers out there. So they're going to have quite a high defense rating. And they're going to be providing cover, for each other and, going from rock to rock on the way, so it's going to be brutal. Trenches also, by the way, for the rebels are going to be beneficial. You'll see there are trenches in here. There's another tower turret, by the way, underneath there, underneath those guys. But the tower turrets are going to provide cover, but the trenches also do. I'd have to look at the book again, because there's special rules for these maps. They give them different playability. The deflector shield has a health as well, so the rebels have to blow it up. It's going to be a very interesting battle. I'm going to have to really go quick and summarize quickly. And there's a lot of rebel leaders and whatnot, commander effects. Leia can make people come back. That's an important one to note. If a non-unique character dies, they make a save of 16 or something like that. It's not a great chance, but there's a small chance they don't die and they come back. So if that happens, I'm going to have them come out of the base, one of the base entrances. There are 5 that I'm seeing right now, possibly 6 that's covered up by a mini, I think. So they'll come out of one of those entrances the next round if they die. So there will be rebel reinforcements. That's why they're so spread out across the battlefield, and they'll be moving around. It's going to be a crazy battle. I've never attempted anything like this. There's a total of 2,112 total characters out here, point-wise. That's I think my largest was about 1,000 total, I think. So this is quite a feat. It took a few days to prepare, and this is the 3rd time I've tried shooting this. I had some technical difficulties a while back. A couple years ago I tried making this. There's several years ago. So Thanks for staying subscribed and enjoy the show. Real quick, I want to go over the special rules for this scenario, since these are special maps with different things on them. First, I'll go over the walker. So the walker actually activates 6 times in a round. You'll see on the card over there, real quick, there are 6 little circles on the side of its huge card, and it has to take at least 4 it must activate at least 4 times. It can activate 6 times. It has to move 4 times. It can only move up to 2 spaces, and it can attack twice, different ways. One with a medium blaster attack, which makes 2 attacks, and then with a heavy blaster, which makes 2 attacks, and it has splash damage and different amounts for those. It can also do a kneeling action, which is a part of, like its movement thing. It can kneel down and not move and pick up a ton of characters. It can pick up 16 small or medium characters, 4 large or 2 huge. So they can board the walker, be safe, and then get out later after it does another kneel action. But it does have to do a stand action after that to get back up. And it can only attack from the front of its base forward 180 degrees. So like, from the front of its base forward, any square that's in front of it, and that's it. So if someone gets behind the walker, it can't shoot at it. On the map I mentioned there are trenches. There's one there and several further back. Trenches give improved cover. Instead of an obstruction, like low cover providing +4, this provides +6, but it also takes twice the movement to get into it. So 4 instead of 2 movement bonus, or movement deficiency, like drawback. So, and then there are towers. The smaller towers, like the one that is down here, has to be manned by someone, like a trooper that's actually adjacent to it. If there's one trooper operating it, it gives 20 damage. If there is 2, it gives 30. It has a +3 attack, 8 defense, 80 hit points. Then the large turrets that are in the back of the base, they do not require anyone to man them. They have defense of 12, 120 hit points, damage reduction 10, a much wider field of fire, and then the shield generator has a defense of 8. It has 600 hit points, damage reduction 10, and the rules we're going to follow is the AT-AT has to be on the second map in order to make a shot against the shield generator. So they really need to, the rebels have until that thing reaches that base, actual side of the map, in order to, and see that line, that dividing line there. So that walker's going to be before then trying to take out the base defenses, the turrets. It's probably going to have to blow up that huge Golan turret in front of it. That's what that big thing's called. And yeah, Golan Arms, CG-12, I was right. Yep, so it's going to be trying to wipe out defenses, and the rebels just need to hold them off and try to take out that walker. Walker also has damage reduction. It's quite a beast. It's worth 200 points by itself. So, without further ado, here we go. Well, that round took about an hour and a half to do. This is a serious battle. Okay, we had a lot of casualties on both sides, but as you know, some of the rebel casualties can come back. So the rebels had a lot of grenade guys up in the front, and they wiped out a lot of Imperials. Lots of regular stormtroopers. Some of Koda's men died. One of Koda's men respawned. All the Wookiee commandos died, and a bunch of heavies and a turret. Actually, technically 2 turrets, because there was a small turret that was up here that got blown up. The AT-AT just went ham and used both its heavy laser shots on those 2 turrets over there, blew them up. It shot one, then shot the other one, and the splash damage finished off each of the others. Pretty brutal. And then the middle turret didn't get hit yet, but it's probably next. The little snow speeders, I don't know why I said little, they're huge. Snow speeders moved up, took a bunch of shots on things. Some of them hit the walker. Walker took a lot of damage, but I don't know if you can see, but there are a bunch of guys in the shadows back there that all have industrial repair, along with another dude on this side. And that sucker got 40 damage taken off of it, and it has damage reduction 20, so you have to do some serious work to that walker to kill it. It has 70 damage right now out of 300, and you know, it's already gotten 40 sucked off it, so it was over 100, but not anymore. One of the guys got shot out of that transport, so someone can jump in the transport, I guess, and it's probably gonna make some laps back and forth to shuffle people around as they respawn. We'll see. Probably leave the captain in there or something, I don't know, or drop him off. But I did a shenanigan with the droids. That C-3PO, I'm sure you're familiar, somebody is, can't move, the guy in the chair, and because it's the Ewok deity C-3PO, he can suppress commander effects and do some nasty stuff, so he's pretty detrimental, but he can't move on his own. He has speed 0. So the trick is, you have R2-D2, who's in there now, move up, and then K-3PO activates, and at the end of his activation, 2 droids can change places. So then he moves where the other one was. Using that mechanic, you can move C-3PO where you need to move him. He also has suppressive fire and stuff like that, force people to shoot at him, and then he has evade effects to stay alive. So Rebels are doing some dirty rebel tactics, and it's doing pretty good over here. The commandos and everything cleared out a bunch of guys. Coda took heavy losses though, and he took some damage from the Knight and some other people. He got force pushed by by Draco. But Draco took a ton of damage, as did that Shadow Guard and a lot of other people. The Walker moved up significantly, you'll notice. It was against the board edge, now it's way up there. It moved 4 times, as it has to. And yeah, it's trucking it. And then we have these ATSTs that moved up and just unloaded on the thing over here. You'll notice the tower turret is destroyed, not disabled, destroyed, because if half of the damage is dealt to it, it's disabled, or I believe it goes over half. But if it goes at 0 HP, it is destroyed and cannot be repaired. So it got destroyed. All the Wookiees in the front died. That other one is one that moved out of the base entrance. Basically, almost everyone that was up there, rebel-wise, is dead. They took out a lot of stormtroopers that were up there, though. So, that is something. General Veers did not get to use his effect. He gave his commander effect to a trooper, but the trooper he gave it to got killed. The troopers are really hard to kill because of the +6 Vader's giving them for defense, but the rebels had a lot of grenade guys, but most of them are dead now, so it's going to be tough. I didn't realize how many rebels had grenades until last turn. So anyway, that advancement is still coming. The rebels are getting populated up at the base because people are respawning up there that die. It's not very many, but a few. And yep, Han moved up a little bit. He's doing a little bit of stuff. He made a pot shot and missed. Now one of the guys that was up here. So yeah, it's I'm not sure how it's looking yet. It's still pretty early. I did points adjustments because I realized that Rebels were also supposed to have less. Imperials, I found several effects that where they were supposed to have reduce their cost. So actually, it's Rebels have 1,049. Whoa. And Imperials have 1,033. So a little bit different. Imperials should have more. So if something happens, I may take some of the dead guys and put them in, I think, next turn inside the walker because it can be housing troops. So the difference there is, let's see, 16. So I'll take 16 points of troopers. That's just two of those, long gun stormtroopers, the guys that do more damage than the other ones. I'll just say two of them are inside the AT-AT and we'll call it even. Once again, much has happened. The Imperials are continuing to advance. The Rebels are in full retreat. The forward command center up there has just been absolutely decimated. There's only one Rebel left. And there were a lot, and they were respawning there and everything. I have abandoned the respawn point there. I'm just putting them in the base now, the base proper. But these Imperials have, they got into the trench and just started taking out the Rebels in the trench. And the only man left is the Dessarian commando. You can see an Imperial officer following up. A lot of stormtroopers died taking that little forward command center, though. There was a grenade guy that had respawned. He threw a grenade and blew up several snowtroopers and stormtroopers. He got 4 kills with a single grenade. It was really good for him. And the Imperials were not expecting it because there were no grenade guys there. So, but the other guys moved up and killed them. Pax also died. He got shot by a bunch of guys, and then I don't know if you can see Darth Vader's hand there. Darth Vader went up and choked him to finish him off. The ATSTs were just absolutely brutal as well. There were snow speeders that moved up here. All the snow speeders just got obliterated by the fire of the AT-AT and the ATSTs, and I think some other people shot at them. 3 of the 4 snow speeders blew up. One did respawn because of Leia's ability, though. So one will be returning. The walker took a lot of damage and healed a lot of damage too. It did deploy those 2 tall gun guys that we saw the previous round. But it was unable to move the entire round because it got a tow cable wrapped around it from the snow speeders. So that was pretty cool to see that happen. Yeah, it got healed a bunch, but it has still taken 120 damage out of 300. So it's in the middle of the road. But yeah, a lot of the engineers that were healing it behind it got killed. There was a splash attack that went up and killed 2 of the 4 that were in the back. I believe this guy could also heal, the dude in black on this end. I have to check his card, but I think he also has that ability. But he has a scattergunning ability that's so good. I've been using him for attacks. Further up, the Imperials are moving up here. They've engaged the elites. And Draco died, which was surprising, from a pot shot dude that rolled a critical. He was taking damage here and there. And Coda hasn't used his Force Repulse yet, but he hasn't fully charged. Same with Luke with his Force Push. They're kind of waiting for the right moment, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Yeah, Luke is pretty much fine. He took a little damage. Coda's taken a little bit, not much. So they're kind of okay. The Most of Coda's men are dead. Coda has one elite guy up here, and then he has a regular guy way back at the base. And then these elite troopers are up here. Oh, C-3PO died. The guard got tired of his shenanigans and just went up and killed him, and then the other guys moved back further. So K-3PO didn't have a purpose, and R2-D2 got picked up by the lift, and K-3PO is just following him, you know, like, hey, waving his hand. You left me behind. He doesn't have a purpose anymore, so we left him out in the field. It's kind of cold, literally, because it's Hoth. The Golan turret took a shot from an AT-ST. He only took 40 damage though, so it's still in operation for now. Han's running up. He was running up to try to save and heal people, but he should probably just turn around and run back now because pretty much everyone's dead. I guess he could save Coda, but there's nobody in front of him right now really left. Our old base is getting more populated as people die and respawn. A very small amount respawned this round. But the rebel leader came back. That's going to be huge. She's pretty good. And a bunch of regular guys. Leia's in the trenches with her men. She has bodyguards behind her. And a medic. Hoth Chewbacca is back there still, the Hoth version. So anyway, interesting round. This is a very fun game. Rounds take a really long time. This was about an hour and a half or something for this round. This is getting pretty epic now. So the snowspeeder that was in front of the AT-AT made a full path around. He's coming around the back end there, and he did another tow cable. He got the walker to keep from moving again. So the walker was immobile again, which was huge. The other snowspeeders coming up over here. They're just harassing it, basically. Both of them are almost dead. The one on the back has 20 hit points left. The one in the front has 10 hit points left. So, and if they die, they could respawn, but they might be the last of the snow speeders if they don't. The little walkers took a lot of damage as well. I guess not a lot of damage. They pretty much have about a 80 to 100 health left apiece. And damage reduction 10, so they're not that bad. The big walker has 170 damage out of 300, so it's taken some hits. And the Imperials didn't lose too many forces this round. They did lose the Emperor's Hand and an officer and an engineer. But not too bad, and Darkside Adept. But they completely obliterated this thing. Imperial troops have now run over to the base entrance, and it's just about to go bad. Also, they're getting ready to approach that area as well. Back to the corners of Verpine Tech. He's gotten shot a lot. He took 10 damage, but he's still alive. And he has... the amount that he's been hit, it's amazing he's alive. Luke is hard to see over there. There he is. Look at that framed shot. Anyway, he's in a great position to do a satchel charge next turn. If you don't know what that is, it's like huger, larger characters. You can use your turn, and if he's adjacent to the opponent, there's a chance that they could just blow up. They have to make a save. It's not that difficult to save it, but there's a chance if Luke sacrifices his turn, the AT-AT could be destroyed. You know, kind of like in the movie where he blew up that walker. Luke's almost dead though. He's got like 30 hit points left. So he took a lot of shots. He did a force push and hurt that, he threw that guy over there, the jetpack Dark Trooper. So he's got 10 hit points left, the Dark Trooper. But yeah, Luke's been getting shot a lot by these little peons over here, and they're picking away at him. General Ram Koda is just completely being a badass. He's basically untouchable. And this knight keeps double attacking him and missing everything. And a lot of people have taken shots at him, and everyone has missed. So, pretty huge. He's charging up for a force repulse, which is going to just really put a dent in the Imperial forces that are advancing. So that'll be interesting. Some of the turrets are getting shot offline by the Imperials. This one is completely destroyed. That one is damaged. Oh yeah, the Golan turret got blown up, but saved to come back, so I just put it over by the shield generator. It's like they have an extra turret they just built or something. K-3PO is still running back. He's trying to wave at them like, hey, you left me. And yeah, the forces are kind of filling in on the trenches up here, preparing to attack. Koda's guys moving up there. I think the grenade guys that are in the base are going to load up in that transport and probably try to book it down the line, attack the Imperials, because I mean, they're better at close range. So that makes sense. Leia's still guarded by her bodyguards. So it's not a super eventful round, but I think we're going to see a lot of casualties. It's going to be a bad turn, I think, next turn for the rebel side. Imperial troops have entered the base. Imperial troops have entered the... Imperial troops have entered the base, and they are moving forward. They've pretty much wiped out everyone. One of the elite Koda militia took out a daring stand over here. He just ran up in front of these guys and fought till the bitter end. It took a bunch of shots to take him down, but he died. But he did respawn, so he's back at the base proper. We still got two rebel commandos up there still, holding out. They're full health somehow. Maybe one was hit with 10 damage. They're almost full health. And they're holding out up there. A lot of people missed against them. Their stats are pretty decent. Luke failed in his debt charge, and he is getting shot up over there. He has about 10 or 20 hit points left. He had to do deflections and stuff like that just to stay alive. And yep, you can't really see too much because of the armor of the walker, but he's completely surrounded by like 9 guys or something. It's a lot. So he's not great. Koda went Force Unleashed on us, and he used Force Repulse and killed a bunch of guys, critically damaged a walker, did a lot of work. And then the Empire advanced up. By the way, this walker over here got taken out. The little ATST. That was pretty crazy. The Imperials have lost a lot of troops, I would like to say. It's not just, all their way, but it's also looking pretty bleak for the rebels at the same time. The rebels are literally getting stomped underfoot. The Desarian commando got crushed by the foot of the AT-AT. He was up there, and this thing did not get tow cabled this time. Oh yeah, and all those snow speeders died. And then some other snow speeders, some respawned, and then some of those died, and then some respawned and came in again. Lots of snow speeders getting blown up. There's only one left now, and that one is damaged. It has 10 hit points left. The rebels got a lot of respawns. The majority of the rebels that died respawned, which is insane. But actually, no, not the majority. It was about half. which statistically that's an anomaly because you need to get a save of 16 or higher to come back. So it's tough to do, but they're rolling phenomenal on the saves at least. But yeah, a huge turret was destroyed. That is a huge blow. That was dealing out the majority of the damage to the walker. Those two over there are immaculate, but we do have a golem turret over here, but it doesn't deal the sheer damage output that the ones on the map do. So it's not the same. Oh yeah, this thing picked up one of Koda's regular militia, and he's headed up there in the little cart. But he was coming up to reinforce their forward command center, but there's not much left. Pretty much it's 2 commandos. So we'll see what he can do, but it's not going to be much. Oh yeah, Vader dealt the final blow on Koda's elite militia over here because he got shot up and then had 10 hit points left, and Vader force choked him to death. It was pretty cinematic. So anyway, just 2 AT-STs left. They both got about half their health, and the AT-AT has about half his health, but there's hardly anything that can do enough damage to actually penetrate his damage reduction 20 ability. So pretty much it just has to get over that half line mark, and then it's just going to shoot that deflector shield like crazy. But before it gets there, it probably has the firepower to just wipe out the remaining turrets and eliminate their possibility of killing him. I mean, they can kill it other ways, but they need to get like 20s or other things. So it's looking quite dire for the rebels, but you know, as you would expect, I guess. This is feeling like an action movie. The troop cart hurried down there, dropped off one of Koda's men, which is behind the arm, or the leg, sorry, of this thing. And he basically just dropped it off there, and he's like, "General, get in!" And runs up, throws a grenade, misses at the guys that are over there behind the walker. And you'll notice there's no one in between them. They gunned down Luke Skywalker. They just kept getting good rolls. Luke ended up expelling all his force chips on force deflect. He deflected a bunch, but then eventually there was a critical coming at him, and he had to block that one, and he did not. So he perished. But at least the rebels, the commandos, took revenge and killed the dark trooper that killed him. But yep, sad day. So no more satchel charges. They have to blow up the walker with turrets, and they lost another tower turret. Another tower was destroyed by the walker. That's the little destroyed thing. They have 1 turret left that can do a sufficient amount of damage to kill the walker. They also have the golem turret, but it only does 20 damage, so it's not quite enough. Vader's just kind of running up there. He's just going to kill them. Some of the stormtroopers that were in the base entrance, they use the base entrance mechanic. They have a mechanic for rebel troops. They can go in the door, come out another base entrance. I'm going to apply the same thing to the Imperials. So they're coming out over there. They're coming out behind Koda and his man, and the commando is on the side of the building. So Koda's probably going to just board the transport and get out of there. The transport took a lot of fire because down here the elite snowtroopers and Vader's Fist, the 501st, are all gathering, and they've been shooting at the transport, and it has 10 hit points left. So it is shot up, and it's about to make a fiery full speed emergency exit. The walkers are taking damage, although they've done fantastic work. It was this AT-ST that went up and shot that tower and killed it off. Because the AT-AT shot it, it didn't finish it off, but the AT-ST finished it off. And the troops are dwindling. There's Koda's got one elite militia back here, and a commando. And Leia's still out there, but she's out in the open. She does have 2 bodyguards that can take fire for her, but once those turrets are down, you know, she's probably next for the walker. I mean, right now the turrets are the priority because they're the only real threat. The people are not really that much of a threat. They need to basically have a 20 damage output and drill a critical to try to even have a chance of hurting the walker. So 1 in 20 chance on someone that has 20 hit points. If they have 10, there is no chance. So yeah, that's why the Imperials don't really care about Leia. It's just fodder. The troops are fodder. They're just slowing them down. So here's to the next round. Hope is proving fleeting. The rebellion is being crushed, and the Empire is advancing. You'll notice the walker is in range of the shield generator. And it had already used its heavy laser, but by the time it crossed the line, it did still have the medium blaster. So it fired the medium blaster and did a little bit of test damage to the shield generator, you know, just to let the rebels know it was in range. So yeah, you'll notice there's no AT-STs left. The rebels did succeed in wiping out the remaining AT-STs in an impressive display. They got a whole bunch of criticals, more crits than they have gotten in the entire game, and they all got them against the AT-STs. So that was pretty crazy. I was starting to, I don't know, I was questioning my rolling habits, actually. I was watching the tumble. But I guess there were a lot of 1s earlier in the game, so it averages out. But yeah, they went crazy and blew him up. Vader's rushing up there. He is hungry for a slaughter. He smells the blood of Englishmen, and he's going to wipe them out. There's a lot of rebels gathered up from the trenches, from the dead ones up in the front. A few more respawned. There was Commando that died on the front and respawned up here. And, oh yeah, Leia and C-3PO lost their bodyguards because they got hit hard. Leia would have died, but the bodyguards took the damage twice, and 1 respawned, which made it up to the trench after that. But to be honest, I'm probably going to leave the bodyguard with the gunner, because the gunner is the only one left that can do damage to the AT-AT, pretty much, unless people are rolling 20s, I think. Oh, I guess the Bothan Commando, if he doesn't move, can, but... Which, by the way, he did. Bothan Commando does 30 if he stays put. He got a crit and whipped out 60 damage. It got reduced to 40 damage, but still impressive. Walker has 30 hit points left. So the AT-AT is heavily damaged. This thing could blow up, but it has damage reduction 20, so you have to do some crazy damage to it. Yeah, it's still technically anyone's game. If the walker survives long enough to kill the heavy gunner and the Bothan Commando, I think the rebels are pretty much just dead. But if they kill the walker, I think they have a good shot, because I mean, they got a full health Darth Vader down there on the Imperial side. I think Vader could bring down the shield by himself, and the hologram General Veers with a bunch of troopers around him. And those aren't just normal troopers; those are a mix of elite snowtroopers and the Imperial 501st. So they're pretty frickin' good. Not to mention there's still a heavy gunner back there, and a heavy stormtrooper, a regular stormtrooper, a scout trooper, Baron Centaur fell. We have a heavy snow trooper back here. We got lots of stuff on the Empire. So, I don't know. And they all are getting the commander effect from Vader of +6 defense. So, let's see what happens. Yes, Lord Vader, we've reached the shield generator. The shield will be down in moments. The shield generator is getting messed up big time. It's in the hundreds. It has 180 damage, but it has 600 health, so it's going to take a few more shots. But the walker is practically looking over the trenches now. In a daring move, Coda rode that flaming troop cart over to Vader, then jumped out and attacked him. He missed in his attack, but it was noble. And Han came over and healed Coda a little bit. Vader started hitting Coda. Coda's pretty hurt. He's got like 40 hit points left. So Vader and Coda are having a cinematic battle out in front of the front line, the new front line. A bunch of rebels are up here. There was a lot of killing the heavy trooper. The heavy trooper got killed, but the bodyguard took it, and he died instead. The bodyguard didn't come back this time. Then the heavy got killed again, but he reappeared and ran back and put himself back in the trench. The walker got hurt, but not enough to die. But it's really, really close. It has like 10 or 20 damage left. But again, the damage reduction 20 makes it, so pretty much nobody can kill it unless they get a crit and they have a base damage of 20. And meanwhile, there's orbital bombardments from the, or whatever you want to call that bombardment move that the hologram gives the troopers. A few troopers died, one of the 501st, so now there's only 2 of them. They don't get that bonus ability. So they're not as powerful anymore. But you still got elite snow troopers, and it's bad. You still got this gunner guy way back here. And those guys are struggling to keep up. But it's just... Oh yeah, and I got a heavy over there too, but he's hiding. Yeah. It's just everybody converging on the base now. It's definitely dire for the rebels. I'd say I may skip ahead a little bit. This is going to be a brutal round of just, well, we'll see. I also forgot to point out a huge turning point that happened. Leia died. So there'll be no resurrections this time. Heavy lasers and all kinds of methods of war aim at the deflector shield, and the deflector shield is taking a lot of damage. A lot of those are 100 chips over there. Those aren't 10s. Vader got pretty messed up. He took a lot of shots, and Coda's still there, but Coda's got 10 or 20 hit points left. So Coda's about to die, and it's looking like it's the end for the rebels, but I'll do one more turn. Destruction and total devastation has been wrought upon the Empire. In a remarkable thread-the-needle move, somehow the Rebel Alliance just almost completely, cleaned out the Empire in a turn right before their shield generator could be blown up. I mean, the Imperials couldn't do it this turn regardless. They got it down to within 90 hit points, which is crazy because everyone just open fired on it. But Ram Koda, Vader failed to kill Ram Koda. So Ram Koda, I didn't realize he had enough force to do force repulse again. He did force repulse, he killed Vader, he killed the elite snow trooper up there, and he killed the AT-AT. And he also had to kill his own elite trooper, but I mean, if he had a chance to take out the to save the rebellion and take out one of the Dark Lords of the Sith, I think you can sacrifice one of your own guys. So anyway, Han ran out right before that happened. So Han ran away and failed a pot shot, and then Coda wiped everyone out. And then, yeah, that was a game changer. The AT-AT had already fired shots off, though. But yeah, the Empire still has a heavy gunner, and it still has this gunner back there as well. Let's see, that guy can double attack on the back right, so he can do 60 damage reduction, 10, so it'd be 40 per, after each attack. The other guy does the heavy gun over there. After damage reduction could do another 20, so we could do 60 with that. So there would still be 30 hit points left on the generator, right? Because 60, yeah, well, 60 out of 90, yeah, that hit 30 left. So the Empire could maybe do it, but I can't see them survive. Everyone would have to survive, and the rebellion has a massive army. So I'm going to have General Veers surrender over the Imperial army over to the rebellion, which is insane. I mean, most of the rebel leaders are dead, but not all of them. Akbar is over there, and we have oh yeah, the Botham noble is there, and the Kawari noble or something. He's also over there as well. And we have a Jedi, and we have Han Solo, soon to be promoted General Han Solo. So yeah, surprising turn of events. I thought there was no chance for the rebellion here, but Ram Koda was the rogue element there. And that is a game. I'd also like to thank everyone for watching the videos and being patient while I brought this one out. This one took some time, to say the least. I have a few other quite epic ones coming up eventually, but maybe not for a while. Might need to pace myself after this one. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. And I have some cool DayZ things coming up soon too. So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys.